Hey everyone, and welcome to Orange Press Pass at the half alongside Matt Wieselthier and Luke McGrath. I'm Matt Liberman. Syracuse on top of Wake Forest 21-10 down in Winston-Salem. And guys, it's a game where Eric Dungey hasn't played all that well, yet the Cuse is still up by 11.
Eric Dungey is throwing at 50% in this game. Look, he's had his ups and downs this year. 3 games, though, he's thrown under 50%. First one with Western Michigan. Obviously, we all said he was phenomenal in that game. Why? Because he led the Orange to 10 scoring drives on 11 attempts. So was that right? 9, 10?
9
excuse me, sorry. 9 scoring drives. Should have had a 10th one if the game didn't end, which they already won, so no big deal. The other 2 were against Florida State at home. Obviously injured in that game, taken out for Tommy DeVito. And then also away from home against Pittsburgh in a game that he did not look great. He doesn't look great in this game, and away from the Dome has clearly been where he struggled. Remember that whole Dino Babers speech, the good old, close your eyes, picture this. You're inside the Carrier Dome. Well, if you're Eric Dungey, you need to visualize yourself in the Carrier Dome because you're clearly struggling away from home right now.
Yeah, it's been incredible the difference between home and away so far this year. Only 64 yards in the air in the first half, but fortunately for the Orange, they have gotten everything going on the ground. 3 touchdowns coming from there. Mo Neal averaging 7.3 yards per carry. I think that's something that's critical going forward here. Eric Dungey, he's looked a little shaky, especially, he does a good job to avoid that first tackler, but he's been having a hard time finding that secondary receiver. And he's only been sacked twice, but often tackled for just a short gain when he really should be trying to get some of those throws off.
Yeah, Luke, you mentioned that play on the ground. Jarvion Howard, Mo Neal, Dante Strickland, that 3-headed monster really for Syracuse, really able to get things done on the ground. And if you look at the numbers, I mean, Mo Neal has been spectacular today. 51 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown, and that's after really not playing in the last game.
Yeah, it's 124 yards for the team in the first half there. Not bad, and it's critical for this team, going up Wake Forest rushing defense that ranks 115th in the country. This is kind of what we expected to see out of the Orange, and they've delivered. Jarvion Howard is kind of a beast on the goal line. Mo Neal was critical in that second touchdown there to give the Orange the advantage here at the half.
Yeah, but you look at the running game, that's great. The passing game, though, for the Orange, we mentioned Eric Dungey struggling, but that means the whole offense is struggling. Under 200 yards of total offense in the first half for Syracuse. Now we are looking for against a Wake Forest defense that is not great, especially after going against an NC State defense. I'd say it's a little bit better. They were ranked number 22 coming into that game. Ranked in the top 25 in the college football playoff poll this past week. So the Wolfpack look a lot better on defense usually. However, in this game, Wake Forest looks like a dominant defensive team. Those 21 points, a lot of it field position, whether it be Sam Hartman fumbling the ball, a punt return, going right for the Orange. That stuff kind of helping them out more than just the offense getting going.
At the end of the day, though, Syracuse also really a great defensive showing so far. Only 10 points for the Demon Deacons. If you're Syracuse, though, and you're Dino Babers, what is your key for the second half for Syracuse to maintain this lead and eventually go on to win?
If they want to pick up their 7th win, they just got to keep this game ugly at this point. If you're Syracuse, Sam Hartman looks awful. He looks like a true freshman. The fumble that he had, there was really no pressure from Syracuse. It looked like, I saw this a few years ago. I was mentioning this during the game. Tampa Bay's Rays pitcher a few years ago kind of threw a pitch and he broke his wrist on the pitch. And you saw his arm kind of flap. That's what that looked like to me. He doesn't look comfortable at all, and that's a good thing if you're Syracuse. However, you're not looking great on the other side. Unless Tommy DeVito comes in, I don't see any spark coming in from the quarterback position, which means you need to just keep this game ugly. The defense isn't playing great. It's playing good enough. Get out of Winston-Salem, get back to Syracuse so you can play Louisville, which is the worst team in the ACC, and get things back on track.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the defense. Ryan Guthrie, particularly great, in my opinion. 8 tackles, 2 sacks. But my key to the second half is just keep the ball on the ground. We talked about Dungey's struggles a little bit and how the 3-headed monster there has been doing great on the ground. I think they just need to keep doing exactly that. It's a really poor rush defense from the Demon Deacons, and I think that's how the Orange are going to be able to cruise to a victory and at the same time really start ticking this clock down and try to get back to Syracuse with a W.
Well, keep the ball on the ground and keep the game ugly. That's what our 2 analysts have to say. If Syracuse wants to pull out a win in this one, make sure to tune into the full Orange Press Pass at 5 o'clock right here on OTN. For Luke McGrath, Matt Wieselthier, I'm Matt Liberman. Enjoy the rest of the game.